Hey everyone, welcome to Trippin' with Silver Daddy. I'm at an incredible place, and look, there's just some wild sheep grazing in the field here. Hey, I'm at the Middleton place, and this is the oldest landscaped gardens in the United States. Lots of historical value too. So let's just start it with Henry, okay? Henry Middleton bought all this property in this area back in 1741 and started to build these gardens. Well, he didn't build them, his slaves did. And if you can see way down here, that's the beautiful home behind me. So the Middletons were really active in what we would say politics, because Henry, who founded this place, was actually the second president of the first conventional Congress in the United States. His son Arthur actually signed the Declaration of Independence. Then his grandson, also named Henry, he was the governor of South Carolina. He was a U.S. congressman, and he was a minister assigned to Russia for the United States. And then finally, William, he actually signed the secession orders for South Carolina to secede from the United States. Okay, that's about the early family being involved. Now let's talk about some other interesting things, historical, that happened here. So back in 1781, when the Revolutionary War, when the Brits signed the documents to end the war, they were delivered here to the Middleton estate. So the end of the American Revolutionary War paperwork was all done here. Pretty interesting. Well, remember I told you how William succeeded? William signed the succession to leave? Well, during the Civil War, they invaded, took over the property, and they burnt the entire house. The only thing left was the walls. Burnt everything else down. It was kind of a payback for signing that secession. Then, in 1881, there was a big earthquake that hit Charleston, and 2 of the walls of the building fell down. But what's more amazing, the Middleton family, they are still the stewardship of running this property. And they've been running this property for 320 years. Pretty amazing, wouldn't you say? Now, I told you there's all these gardens, and the gardens and all that makes it very historical because they are the oldest gardens in the United States, landscape gardens. Let's start with, they have the largest collection of camellias. It's a plant that I'm not familiar with because it doesn't grow in Florida or grow up here. But they have the oldest and largest collection of them in the United States. Now, what's more interesting to me is the azaleas. Did you know there's over 100,000 azaleas on the property? Can you imagine counting them all? So there's a lot of really historical stuff when it comes to plant and gardening of this. And they also have this wildlife. You saw the sheep right over here grazing. They also had water buffalo here. And they started what they called guinea pigs. A lot of incredible things. I'm just hoping I didn't forget anything to tell you. Oh, I know what I forgot. In the sundial garden, they have one of these live oaks. These are called live oaks. And the live oak in the sun garden is said to be over 1,000 years old. Ow! And speaking of this, see all the Spanish moss in the trees? Well, they sold the Spanish moss to Henry Ford, and he used the Spanish moss as stuffing on the car seats of the early Ford. The funny thing about it, there were chiggers in them. And the chiggers came out and started doing what chiggers do to people, getting under their skins and making them itch. It was the first recall of an automobile. They had to recall and take the stuffing out to get rid of the chiggers that were all supplied from here. I know, just too much information. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoy it because I love this place. Yep, remember as always, love, peace, and respect. Bye.